Yes, this is me, Hudson George. I'm doing my evening live as usual, you know what I mean? I'm doing my little evening live. My topic is Predial Larceny, global Predial Larceny. Now, my real topic today is Africa. There is mineral larceny in Africa. Mineral larceny in Africa, which we call Predial Larceny in the Caribbean. Now, in the Caribbean, if you walk your land, somebody who don't walk might come and steal your crap. So that is, if you have a plantation, you plant corn, you plant peas, you plant, attacking from a Grenadian perspective, you plant nutmeg, a man might steal your nutmeg. You plant banana, plantain, dasheen, tanya, whatever, oranges, citrus in general, Predial Larceny. People might steal your animals and all them things. In the Caribbean, we say Predial Larceny. In Africa, there is mineral larceny. The richest place on earth is the Democratic Republic of Congo and the neighboring countries around it. The richest place on earth. Now, I don't want to be religiously because, but the Bible says that the abundance of water and the fool is thirsty. So in Africa, there is a lot of wealth, but the people are poor. Some people don't. Then again, we have people been raiding Africa for a long time. And the raiding of Africa lead to misconception. Right? The Arabs raid Africa and steal the East African slave trade. Then you have the West African slave trade came 100 years after. But black man in the West only talk about the Atlantic slave trade, when little emphasis is played on the Arab slave trade. Right? So Africa been raped. And Africa is a tribal society. People live in groups according to the tribe. Is tribalism a good thing or a bad thing? The Bible talk about tribe. In the Caribbean, the black man have no tribe. The black man have no tribe. But what happened? The black man have no tribe in the Caribbean, in Latin America, and the United States. Diaspora black man have no tribe. But I think there are tribes in Papua New Guinea. Then you have black people in other part of South Pacific, Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, and all them places. You got black people, man. And I read a book once, they say when Columbus came to the Caribbean, he saw black people in Panama and St. Kitts, the country called St. Kitts today. It was once called St. Christopher. So what they call Panama today, which was once Colombia, and the American annexed it to build a canal. This is why Donald Trump wanted to reclaim it. But the only person to reclaim Panama is Colombia, but they don't have the military muscles to claim it. Or I don't think they want to claim it. They say that they met black people in Panama. So, well, maybe black people is drift from the West African coast to the Caribbean. So they end up in Panama, what you call Panama today, and St. Kitts, right? And also, the stories about black people in America, they call it Wakatan. When I was at York University, I had the opportunity to go to a lecture by a Wakatan American. But I think I had to work to make money, so I missed that one. Right? Okay. So, because I see all kind of lectures already. I see Dr. Ben Yakanam. I see Barry Shango, Dr. Jeffries, Van Satima, Dr. Clark, who is my favorite, Henry Clark. He opened my eyes to understand blackness than anybody else. I see all these guys, right? So anyway, my topic today is about the Congo, mineral larceny. Right now the Congo is at war. All because of the wealth. Diaspora black people split on it. On the support. And the continental Africans split on it. It's the same thing like in the Sudan. Some diaspora black who embrace Islam was blaming the European colonialists for the problem in the Sudan. So some of them take the side of the Muslim Sudan, whereas more liberated black people in the Western world supported the South Sudan, more open-minded ones. So right now, you have in the Congo people fighting for the minerals, you know. I saw a St. Kitts blogger who said he been to Africa. I think his name is Dijon Uncut. He been to Africa and he support the Rwandan invasion. And I asked him if he crazy. How can he do that? If he say he care about Africa. Now, the problem in Africa, some people say is tribalism. But in the Middle East, there's tribalism. Some Pan-Africanists might say there is tribalism in Europe. I don't know. I mean, but I know Europeans more open-minded, right? So in Africa, maybe people married in the group. Now in India, you have the majority of people in India are Hindu, but he said the light-skinned East Indian discriminate against the dark-skinned one. In Africa now it's tribe. Right? All right. So then now in the United States they say one drop make you black. Now I just go to a grocery store and shop. When I go there, I see East Indian women, Ethiopian women, and there's a country close to between India and China. There's some women working there too. I make joke with them sometimes. And if you tell them they are Indian, they tell you no. I see they playing cricket now. If you tell them they're Chinese, they tell you no. Right? Right? I forget the name of the country in my head right now. Right under the Himalayas there. Right? So in Africa, now the Chinese are the most Oriental, but they never say everybody black. Everybody Chinese, sorry. They never say everybody Orientals are Chinese. But black people say everybody black. If you are black, the Americans say that. So the problem in the Congo now is because black people in the Caribbean are colonial lies. Some of them Might see a Tutsi girl, so they might support Tutsi. They might support Kagame, like the guy from Kenya. He support the Tutsi, the Rwanda, right? Then you have what they say, SADC, the SADC forces. They call themselves Bantu Africans. Some of the Bantu people say that the Tutsi people came from Egypt. I think the Tutsi admit they came from there. Some Bantu say the Tutsi are Fenty people. Not Fenty, Fulanis. They say they are Fulanis. Some people say they're similar to tribes on the Horn of Africa. I don't know. I'm not an anthropologist. Now, then you had the Rwanda genocide. But if you go further than that, Tutsis had massacred Hutu before, and then Hutu, or you say, massacre Tutsi after. Some scholars say the European take side, and the European divide the people. But I don't think it's the European did it. Because the European don't divide all tribes in Africa. Africa is a tribal society. It's not the European to blame for it. Maybe the European play upon it. So the Congo is so wealthy, everybody robbing, they're stealing, you know. So it is called mineral larceny. Now, according to the people who go to Africa and they look at the countries, they say Rwanda is a small country, Burundi small. They say Equatorial Guinea small. I think they say Togo is not too big too. You know? They say these countries are not too big. But all these countries are wealthy. Right? They got mineral. But Rwanda, they say Rwanda don't have a lot of minerals. Rwanda and Burundi, they're small, but they don't have a lot of minerals. It's coffee and banana, right? Okay. So they say artificial borders. So if Africa was divided by Europeans, or not if, it was. So who covered Rwanda? They covered Burundi. Unfortunately, there are no minerals of importance there. Right. So the Congo is one third the size of the United States. It's filled with minerals, 1/3 of the size of the United States. So everybody going to Congo to steal. Mineral larceny. Uganda is stealing. They say Rwanda stealing. Well, they say there are Uganda people or Tutsi people living in a part what is the Congo. Right? Some scholars say again, or researchers say, the Bantu people don't recognize the Tutsi people. I don't know again. That's based on what I see in the news and what I read. But one day I was watching a DNA test by a Tutsi guy. The guy is a Tutsi, and he had the physical feature of a Tutsi. But when he do DNA, he found out he have more Hutu than Tutsi. And then he found that he related to people on the Horn of Africa. So that shows that Tutsi people came from the Horn of Africa. And they migrate. The Hutu are Bantu. Okay. But that Tutsi guy found out he have more Hutu in him than Tutsi. For example, if I do a DNA, no, I'm going to do a DNA. And I chase my matriarch side. I go find some European blood from my grandmother and my great-grandmother and my great-great-grandmother. I know that. Matriarch, he said. My mother, my grandmother, and great-grandmother. Right? So, all right. So, Africa is a tribal place. We can't get away from it. So everybody tiffing in Africa and then they're stealing. So my brethren, my broadcaster from St. Kitts go to Africa and he come back. He think he know about Africa. His name is Bridgewan Uncut. He support the Tutsi and he say, how Rwanda look beautiful. Now, if it is true that the West have interest in the Congo, most likely they will find a country to develop close to the Congo. So let us say Rwanda is the country that the West pick, or because Rwanda wants. So if Rwanda is not a country that have a lot of minerals, how Rwanda could have a strong army and also Rwandan in the Congo have so much weapon? This is a question to ask. But when you ask the blogger from St. Kitts, he wouldn't answer. But he said he's a Pan-Africanist and he loves Africa. Yeah. So everybody's stealing in the Congo because in the Congo people want coltan. They want, especially coltan, they want coltan. They want lithium, they want this, they want that, mineral. As I said, the Bible says, the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. So the African man living in the Congo, he mightn't be wealthy, but wrong on him. He have a lot of wealth wrong him. And other people know, so they come and take. So stealing of mineral in the Congo is no different from when farmers in the Caribbean work their land and somebody who didn't work come and take. Predial Larceny and mineral larceny. So the question is now, SADC, the SADC force, that is the southern African states, they support the Congo. But then again, most southern African countries are Bantu people. So they support the Congolese government. Right? Now they say ECOWAS don't supporting the Congo, or the low-key and supporting the Congo. Political scholars say ECOWAS are puppets of the European Union or the imperialist European countries. Countries like Cameroon, Nigeria. Well, now we have a change in Ghana now. And the Ghana president say he might do something different. He even talk about taking out foreign troops in his country. So I don't know what is the position on it. But most likely Nigeria and Togo, Benin, and Cameroon, and Cote d'Ivoire say they're getting rid of France. But the Cote d'Ivoire president was planted there when they overthrew Gbagbo. Gbagbo wanted to control the cocoa industry. So, no, what is going to happen in the Congo now with mineral larceny? The Western world want minerals, and Congo is the bed of the minerals, and people are dying. The Rwandan government need money. They don't have the hard cash. So they're the middleman. So it come like the slave trade again. In a sense, if the Rwanda government is the middleman and Uganda government is the middleman, because the Ugandan does raid too. So it's no different from the days of the slave trade in Africa, when people, those days, the European man didn't want so much a diamond and coltan, because technology didn't develop. You want strong African man to work. What we are? Bantu African? Some people say we are Bantu. Some people say we are Sub-Saharan African. I think Sub-Saharan African and the Bantu are the same. Then you had the East African slave trade, where the Arab take over the coast. You have an island called Donkey Island, Zanzibar, Mombasa, and Ethiopia was part of the slave trade. King Menelik sold a lot of black people into slavery, and even his own people, to the Arabs. But why is Rasta people think Menelik was some great guy from King Solomon and all them things, right? Slavery in Ethiopia in 1942. 1942. The British end slavery in Ethiopia. Forced Selassie to end slavery. Not that they don't put him back on the throne. So he had to end it. So what's going on in the Congo now? Will it spread into a big one in Africa? Or if Rwanda go just steal some copper and coltan and lithium and whatever diamond and take it back to the rebels, take it back to Rwanda, and they have enough to sell to the international market, and then maybe after 5 years again invade Congo again, or if they go right through, or South Africa, Angola, Zimbabwe, Tanzania might invade. Because down there have a lot of Bantu people. The Bantu is the majority. It's a small group of people. So what going on in the Congo now is similar to the Caribbean, when you walk your land and a man come and steal. Or you could also look at it in a way where when the Europeans want what they want, or the Americans who want, President Clinton take over banana industry from us, and then they buy land in Central and South America to plant banana. So our bananas are not selling again. Caribbean bananas are not selling again. So I don't know, man. This year look like a year of conflict. You don't look into good. And then you have, in Africa, you have what? Sahel, or the Sahel military men who take a different stand. But then again, Caribbean people are brain, because of colonialism. A lot of Caribbean people, again, perception. They look at Kagame and they think he's a good guy. But the Bantu people saying Kagame is a bad guy. I don't know. I'm not from Africa. I didn't born there. But I mean, I'm a diaspora black man. So I just follow the politics. They go as far as say Museveni is a Tutsi too. Then they say, some scholars say they are Fulani. But based on when these people do the DNA, they're more related to the Somali and the Ethiopian. So I don't know, you know. So the problem over there is there's a lot of wars out there, and then it seems like the Russians supporting the Sadiq forces. So, I don't know, man. People dying. And minerals are being extracted from the Congo. But let us be plain. The Chinese do the best for the Congo in all the developed countries that go to Africa. The Chinese build a road in the Congo. They build the biggest bridge, the longest bridge in Africa in Zimbabwe. So the Chinese is still better. They build roads. Right? Like me, I don't really watch movies. I don't go to a movie. The last movie I ever watched is an African movie about griots in Senegal. Like you have elders who sit down and trace the ancestors 200-300 years come down. And I was brought there by a Canadian lady brought me to watch the movie. But I myself don't watch movie. So I watch document, I don't watch movie. That was in a theater called Bank of Nova Scotia Theater downtown Toronto. That's the last time I've been to a movie. I don't go to movie. I don't have a television. Everything I use is computer and cell phone. And I make my research. I don't like movies. I don't watch movies. But I watch document. So right now, everybody want minerals, so the war is in the Congo. So Congo is going through what we call mineral larceny. And a lot of Caribbean people, because of colonialism, we, black people in the diaspora, we have lost our image of who we are. Anything that look more Caucasian, we like it. Or you don't look the Sahara African looking. Or this South Bantu looking. We think when you watch the leader, you think he's right and the other one wrong. So I don't know if that St. Kitts black and him Dijon uncut get tied up on that. But he say he love Africa. But if you look into the struggle in Africa, yeah, the problem in Africa is tribalism and imperialism. But then again, the Bible talk about tribe, so I don't know, I don't want no tribe. I'm just a black man. As I tell you, if I just my matriarchy roots on my mother's side, there is some matriarchy side. I go find some European people connection there. My grandma, my mom, my great-grand, my great-great-grand. Right? So the problem in Congo will the Russian come into that, and but the Chinese they don't go in military. But if Angola get into it, and Zimbabwe get into it, or Tanzania get into it, then the situation go be nasty. Anyway, this is me, Hudson George. I gone till I come again. This is my little thing on international politics. Next live I go do is about Grenada. But so far, a good day for the time being.